Hello viewers, good morning to you all. You're welcome to this YouTube channel. We are going to analyze the mathematics under the new curriculum. My name is Agaba Ashraf, a teacher of mathematics and physics under the new curriculum style. And here we're going to analyze the UNEB, which was done on 14th. That was Monday, some 2 weeks back. So we want to start by analyzing the whole paper. This paper of mathematics consists of only 2 sections, Section A and Section B. Section A consists of only 2 items. These items are compulsory. Section B consists of 4 items, of which we must choose only 2 items. Section B consists of Part 1. Part 1 consists of 2 items, we only choose 1 item. Part 2 of the Section B consists of still 2 items, 5 and 6, of which we must consider only 1 item to make up 4 items. So under this new curriculum, mathematics has only 1 paper. And here we go. We have 6 items under this paper, and we are looking at mathematics basically. Now here I want to analyze what is embedded in item 1. Item 1 consists of this theme. So whenever we are setting such an item, we consider the theme that is numbers. Under numbers, there are some considered topics for the whole of O level. And these topics under numbers are, as listed below, number bases, working with integers, fractions, percentages, and decimals. 4, numerical concept, 1 and 2. Then 5, ratios and proportions. 6, we have vectors and translations. So here we go. Item 1 is developed using these topics. Not all are chosen. They choose at random. They choose maybe the first 3, any, depending on what the examiner wants the learner to do. So here we want to go to the UNEB 224. That was done on Monday 14th to analyze item 1, how we would have done it better, and how we can understand the mathematics of how we handle items such as item 1. So, item 1, the question is, 2 friends, Sarah and Moses, started a poultry project to which they contributed 4 million shillings and 6 million shillings respectively. They agreed to share the profits in the ratio of their contributions, and the project started with 2,000 birds. After selling all the birds, they made a profit of 1,500,000 shillings. They reinvested the profit in the project, and the number of birds increased to 2,500. However, Moses was not sure of the amount he reinvested as well as the percentage increase in the number of birds. On 1st March 2024, they bought feeds and also balanced their books of accounts. On that very day, they had a meeting in which they agreed to buy feeds after every 7 days and balance their books of accounts after every 15 days. However, Sarah wondered if there would be another date in the future on which they would buy feeds and balance their books of accounts on the same day. Task. Part A. How much of the profit did Moses reinvest in the business? B. What was the percentage increase in the number of birds? C. On what date in the future would they buy the feeds and also balance their books of accounts the same day? Viewers, when you analyze item 1, it has 2 parts, of which each part may not necessarily depend on the second part, but it And that scenario form is congruent and it is in line with the tasks. So each task that you read will be needed to respond to a given scenario that was given. So let's begin. As we start on this item 1, you realize that Sarah contributes 4 million Ugandan shillings, Moses contributes 6 million Ugandan shillings, and their aim is to start up a poultry business. When you read the way the scenario talks about these two, they are talking about them as the contributions being made, they are made in relation to the ratios. Once you come back to our theme, or the elements of constructs that are always used to construct such item, realize that the topics that are embedded in that item 1 of UNEB to 24, we have working with integers, the point when they are talking about the profit, and this profit is written in words, and you need to write it in what? As digits. Then, how do we relate ratios with fractions? That's why you see that their contributions are given as amounts, but they're saying that they obey the ratio theorem as they are contributing this amount. So, when we read part A of the tasks, part A talks about, it tells us to find the profit that Moses needs to reinvest in the business. So what we can do, the first thing is to form a ratio. But you cannot form a ratio when you don't have a fraction. So let's do this. So we can now get a fraction. So the fraction will be 4 million divided by 6 million. So this will give us 2 divided by 3. And the ratio now, we always generate ratios from fractions. So we can now see that the ratio is 2 to 3. So it means that when we follow the order of the scenario, Sarah contributes 2 parts of the whole, Moses contributes 3 parts of the whole. So we want to know what amount Moses needs to reinvest in the business. So we can get the total ratio, which is 2 plus 5 plus 3, which is equal to 5. So you realize that we need to look at the parts Moses has in relation to the total ratio. And now, what profit is made? So the profit has been stated in words. So we need to change it to figures. And this is now an application of working with integers. So this is 1,500,000 shillings. So this is the profit. So you can now look at Moses' profit. Moses' profit will now be 3 divided by 5 times the total profit. So this is by 5 we have a 1, and by 5 we'll have 300,000 shillings. So this will give us 900,000 shillings as the amount that Moses gets as the profits. So this is Moses' profit after selling the 2,000 birds. So if Moses gets this as the profit, the scenario tells us that they need to reinvest that profit. So it means that the profit that they get, they again reinvest. But this time round, they are increasing their birds from 2,000 to 2,500. So we need to conclude. For every task that you answer, always make sure that you put a conclusion. So Moses needs to reinvest. Moses needs to reinvest 900,000 shillings in the business. Now, the birds have increased from 2,000 to 2,500. So initially, we are looking at 2,000 bahts. Then they reinvest and then get more bahts, which are 2,500. And part B of the task wants us to find the percentage increase. So we shall look at percentage increase. Percentage increase is equal to the new value minus the initial value divided by the initial value times 100. So in actual sense, the bahts are increasing from 2,000, which is the initial value, to 2,500. So it means that we shall have our new value, or new number, as 2,500 minus the initial number, which is 2,000, divided by 2,000, then times 100. Since we are interested in a percentage. So this will 2,000 divided by 2,500 minus 2,000. It will give us 500 divided by 2,000, then times 100. So you can do the mathematics. This cancels with that, those two zeros. Then here, by 5 we have a 4, and by 5 here we have 100. By 4 we have a 1, and by 4 we have 25. So this gives us 25%. And we said whenever you answer a given task, always conclude. So we shall say, therefore, the percentage increase is 25%. Sometimes some candidates can use the new value or the new number minus the original number divided by the original number times 100%. So the new number is this, the other initial or the original number was this which they began the business with, which is the number of bahts. So the percentage that we are getting, when we look at this whole part B is under this, the theme of numbers, and it is one of the topics listed below, which is fractions, percentage and decimals, of which we are capturing what are the percentage form and the fraction part, because they were utilizing fractions as well as percentages. As we proceed with our item 1, as we have already answered part A and part B of the tasks, now we head into our task C. Task C, they want us to find the time at which, or the date at which, both buying feeds and balancing books of accounts will happen at the same time. When we read the second part of the scenario, Sarah and Moses had a meeting, of which that meeting they planned to buy feeds after 7 days and balancing books after 15 days. And these are the books of accounts. Now, this now tends to be tricky in a way that you have to decide whether to use LCM or HCF, and this is all under this topic of working with integers. Now, if at all we need to differentiate between how we use LCM and HCF, it is always easy. It is easy in such a way that there is always a clue that is there. When the meeting be at the same point when we have a plan of buying feeds and balancing the books of accounts. So here it is utilizing LCM. So we shall have to use the tabular method, of which we will group them in the table, the 7 and 15. And now we choose prime factors. The prime factors that we choose should suit the values that we have. We have 7 days for feeds and 15 days for balancing books of accounts. So the first value we choose from the simplest. We can start with the basic one, which is always 2. When you choose 2, 2 is not divisible by any of these. But when you go to 3, you realize that 3 can divide 15. So we see that 3 is a better option. So when you choose 3, it is not divisible in the 7. So we continue with carry on the 7. Then we now say 15 divided by 3, and that will give us a 5. We proceed again. So we choose the second list. We choose a 4 and a 5. But when we look at a 4, it is not, can't divide any of these two. So we go to the 5. We realize that the 5 affects this value there, which is still 5. So we say 5 in the 7, it is impossible. So we carry on the 7 still. And then here we have a 1. Then we carry on, go to 6. 6 cannot affect the 7, can't divide the 7. So we change to 7, and 7 is okay to deal with. So when you say 7 divided by 7, we have a 1, and here we have a 1. So for LCM under this tabular method, we make sure that we choose prime factors that can divide all the values up to, but it can be one or both of the values. It's not a must unless we are looking at HCF. So after this, we now look at the LCM, the lowest common multiple. So what we do, we multiply this times this to get the value. So we multiply 3 times 5 times 7, we get 105 days. And this 105 days, it is the time that it will take for the same meeting to happen when we are considering all these two events occurring at the same time. So, right now, we are given that the first meeting happened on 1st March 2024. So when will the second meeting happen at which both events coincide? So in actual sense, we need to first examine these 105 days and now change them to months or weeks. And in mathematics, we already said a month consists of 4 weeks and a week consists of 7 days. So the best option to use will be utilize the use of the months. So if we say 30 days are in 1 month, how about the 105 days? How many months would be 105 days? So 105 days are in, so we shall have 105 divided by 30. So you realize that how many times does 30 go in 105? Those will be 3 times. But when you look at the remainder, it will be halfway. So it will be 3.5. And remember that if you have 3.5, this is easy to handle. 3.5 months, please do not round off. 3.5 months is easily 3. Is simply 3.5 months. 3.5 months. Of which, these 3.5 months, half a month, we say a month has 4 weeks. A month has 30 days for mathematics. We take it on a general case. So when we say this, how can we explore this? We can say it is 3 months, and 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So when? Because participle asks us when. So it means that we are not yet done. We need to relate with the first meeting, which was there on 1st March 2024. So when we say 3 months, we get 3 months and add them onto March. So it means that we shall look at April, May, June. So it means that we shall look at June, still the same year 2024. But now we have not yet looked at the 2 weeks. These 2 weeks consist of 14 days. Of which these 14 days we have 1st March. It means that we shall be having the second meeting on 15th June. And we said whenever we respond to a given task, we must always refer to the task by giving a conclusion. So we shall say, therefore, The second meeting will take place on 15th June 2024, of which both events will take place. Planning on buying feeds and balancing the books of accounts. Therefore, the second meeting will take place on 15th of June 2024, with both events taking place at the same time. So now I want to, this is the end of the item 1. As I said at the beginning, mathematics is one of the core subjects, and hope you liked the video and you liked the flow of the mathematics. My names are still Agaba Ashraf, a teacher of physics and mathematics, and I want to tell you that for more information, we have our app, which is KETD. You can love this app. If you go into it, you can download it on the Play Store. It is available, KETD. It consists of math tutorials, physics tutorials, chemistry, all subjects for all level. It has games, it has puzzles, and these are all in line with mathematics for the new competence test. And this helps you to analyze and also boost your thinking skills and think like a 21st century learner. So, we have other materials on this platform. On this app, we still have some guiding notes, which are in line with the new curriculum for all subjects: history, geography, entrepreneurship, all those subjects. All science subjects are there. Please just subscribe here, and if you like for more, that is the best. And the next thing that I need to talk about is that this is my contact, and this contact me if at all you need the mathematics book from senior 1 to senior 4, which is a competence-based scenario mathematics book made by me, Agaba Ashraf. It has scenarios and the final responses at the back. It helps you to just practice and get captivated into this mathematics for the best and the improvement of you as a student or a learner. Then I have an A-level mathematics practice book still. It is for subsidiary mathematics, as well as have a chemistry book for senior 1 and senior 2, still under the new curriculum. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being with me. Like and share for more. Please go to the Play Store, look for the app. It is KETD. Enjoy the mathematics and physics. Thank you so much.